I told the story of George Cartagena, a 9-year-old boy from Camden, New Jersey, who was shot and blinded by a stray bullet last summer. I rushed to the hospital where I knew he was, and I ran into his family in the waiting room, and they said, "Come on in," and they allowed me into their lives to tell George's story. I've covered a lot of homicide in the past, especially crimes involving children. In 2006, I did a column on every kid killed by guns in the Philadelphia area. So for me, this was a chance to tell a story of a child who was still here, a child that maybe I could help with my coverage. George's family was incredibly accepting and allowed me in. I actually took pictures at the hospital where he was at without the hospital knowing, because I had sort of floated the idea to their public relations people, and they said, "Oh no, we would never allow somebody to do that." I think it was impossible for them to conceive of a situation where a journalist could do a story like that and not victimize the child. And in the end, we told the hospital what we had done, and they really liked the story, and they put it up on their website, and everything was all right. And even when George went to a rehab facility, the first day, they welcomed me with open arms, and then after that they got very nervous, and they said, "Oh, we think for a few weeks you shouldn't be photographing George. It makes him more nervous." It was a real hard story to tell, but it was really gratifying. After the story ran, a lot of good things happened for him. So I really felt that I'd sort of been able to do something positive. Ultimately, Helene Pearson, who's the head of the Heart of Camden, in a great charity in Camden, came forward and actually became his godmother and helped them he and his grandmother find a house in a safer neighborhood. And the chief of police in Camden, Scott Thompson, became his godfather and like a surrogate dad. And so George got this great support system, and ironically may wind up doing better now, because before he was blinded, he was really a very poor kid falling through the cracks. And now he's really gotten a lot of help, and he may have a chance to actually have a better life in spite of his handicap. When I learned photojournalism way back, it's been a while, they told us we had to be a fly on the wall and not get emotionally involved ever with the stories that we were doing, and I think that's kind of crazy. My advice would be to not be afraid to put your heart into your work. I would just urge people, to try to put faces on the statistics, and I think that's, what I try to do. I do think it helped his family, and I think it definitely helped raise the awareness, of what the violence, how it impacts, even kids who are just, he was walking to his grandmother's house to feed his parakeet,